The new 8 o'clock on CNN. Parker Spitzer, weeknights on CNN.
Congressman, I agree with you completely that the United States has to continuously push for human rights, but you used some pretty harsh language on China this morning. Is that the best way to start a state visit?
It certainly is. When you're talking to a gangster, if you treat him like a nice guy, he's not going to respect you at all. Our trouble is we've been dealing with these people as if they're Englishmen or Belgians or something like that, when in reality, this is a gangster regime that murders their own people and should be treated in that way, or they won't respect us.
Well, just to sort of set the record so that our audience can know what you're referring to, detail for us, if you would, what you think the most egregious human rights violations are by the Chinese government, and then also answer the question, has it gotten better or worse over the last 10, 15, 20 years?
Certainly. Now, let's take a look at China as compared to Russia, for example. There has been no reform in China, liberal reform at all. And what we've had, there's no freedom of speech. There's no freedom of press. There's no freedom of assembly. Now, in Russia, you have some of that now, and you have opposition newspapers and parties. There are no opposition parties in China. Anybody who sticks their head up in China is immediately thrown into prison. And worse than that, I think the worst part is, in Russia today, the former communist country, the churches are full. In China, what you have is an ongoing repression of religion. People like the Falun Gong, who are nothing more than people who believe in yoga and meditation, are being thrown into prison by the thousands, and there's sometimes, and there's all sorts of evidence suggesting that they are being beaten to death in order to steal their organs and sell their organs. Now, it doesn't get much more ghoulish than this, but that doesn't even touch bases with the suppression of the Tibetan people and the Uyghurs and many other groups within China. No, the Chinese government is a gangster government. It's setting up an alliance of rogue regimes around the world, and it should be treated as an adversary that's an anti-democratic adversary.